Hello friends, welcome to the weekly Prepper Pantry Haul. This is Lee, the Cold War Prepper, and this is the week ending Saturday the 5th of October 2024. I'm doing this on Friday the 4th because on Saturday the 5th I'll be out of town. I'm going to Bell County Expo Center in Belton, and that's the annual Ham Fest. So they had one of the largest ham festivals and they were talking at the Ham Club meeting last night. Every table has sold out. So there's going to be vendors galore so I can go talk to people. Maybe I can find an HOA compliant HF antenna that I can hang up. Oh, by the way, one of the presentations last night at the Ham Club meeting was one of the guys that I normally have breakfast with at 6 o'clock on Saturday mornings, Kelly, and he gave a presentation on how he has been successful at using his rain gutters as an antenna for HF. So, oh gosh, all kinds of good stuff. But anyhow, we'll see how that goes tomorrow. Maybe I'll give you a report. Maybe I'll do some interviews and have some good video of the Ham Fest that I can provide to you all if you're interested in that. So let's get into what we have. I did go several places. I also had the monthly Azure Standard. Excuse me. I also had the monthly Amazon drop-off. I was looking for these. For the Coleman butane fuel. I normally get that at either Sam's Club, that's my primary, or at Costco, and couldn't find them there, so that I was going to get a couple individual bottles at Walmart. Went to 2 different Walmarts, they were sold out, and so I finally went to Academy, they were sold out. I went to a different Academy in a different city, and they had them. They had 6 left, so I only took 2 of the 6 that were on the shelves. Speaking of which, of the panic buying and everything else, the only thing I noticed shortage was at one grocery store. They were sold out of toilet paper. Probably half of their water was gone. But no, I don't see that much panic buying, which is great. Costco and Sam's were both full of all their paper products as well as their water bottles. So, that's good to know. So, okay, here's what I've got over the course of the last week. Azure Standard, 3 bags of dehydrated black olives, a bag of pancake mix, sourdough starter, dehydrated peaches, dehydrated pears, dehydrated onions. Helen loves the onions. And that's basically, then I have 2 other large bags of flour and things like that I didn't bring out here to show you. Bag of Twizzlers, I'm going to vacuum seal. This is, when I was at Sam's, this is a safe heat chafing fuel that you can use for the Vesta Instafire or Instafire Vesta, and for heating inside the house. You can also use it in their oven, and so I decided to pick up another case of these. Picked up some B12, Kirkland brand, that's Costco, as well as 2 bottles of baby aspirin at Costco. And then while I was there, I got some Nescafe Classico. At HEB, I picked up some Aunt Nellie's red cabbage and some sauerkraut. Good probiotics, and that also is going to be another one of those vegetables, leafy vegetables you need. Now, both of these basically are fermented. The red cabbage is just phenomenal, especially with German. The Germans have perfected it. Well, I guess they perfected both of these, the red cabbage as well as the sauerkraut. I thought I had a year's supply of Simply Saline nasal spray or nasal wash, but I found out that we had used it all. So I bought 5 bottles. Helen's using 1. The other 4 are going to go into storage. And then I'll try to pick up another 3-pack at Sam's Club next time I go to Sam's Club. Picked up some sticky notes, and I was going to get 1. I ended up getting 2 because this one had a half price off sticker on it. So I figured, well, lined one's 2. What the heck? Monthly Amazon. I got in cabbage, Mother Earth dehydrated cabbage, 2 green onions, my monthly supply of bath wipes. This is, so you can wipe yourself down like in the hospital instead of taking a shower. Every 6 months, my 2 replacement filters for the water filtration system. Now I have, let me see, a total of 6 filters plus the original 4 for the 2 systems. So I have 10 filters. Divided by 2 is 5. 5 times 3,000 gallons, 15,000 gallons. So 5,000 days for 1 person, 2,500 days for 2 people. I think I've got enough, so I'm going to cancel this as far as a renewal subscription. The 2 cans of butane fuel that I told you about, and then we picked up some stuff. Oh, this is from Zoe Torres. I've known Zoe for a long time. As a matter of fact, she was the very first person to have me in and do a Thrive Life presentation. And but Zoe owns a customized imprint specialist, so she does promotional products. She has been my provider of my calendar, my planner, for 20 years. And so every year she gives me a new planner. I mean, she gives it to me. She doesn't sell it to me. And so thank you so much, Zoe. If you're in the greater Austin, Round Rock area and you need custom imprints, pins, planners, cups, T-shirts, anything like that, please use Zoe Torres. I'm going to put her phone number here. There you go. So if you need a promo, call Zoe. There. Oh, she lives in Georgetown. That's right. Okay. Let me see. Where else are we? Oh, the books that I've gotten in. So Sean Ryan has probably one of the best interviews. They're 2.5 hours long on average, but gosh, I love his interviews. He's interviewed CIA analysts for Benghazi, CIA analysts for the Middle East. He's interviewed all kinds of people. And then I watched him interview Colonel Scott Mann, who was a battalion commander for Special Forces in Afghanistan. And so he was talking about a lot of things in Afghanistan. And so the question is, can we go back to Afghanistan and recoup what we've done? And the answer is no. We worked our tail ends off to gain their trust. And then after they said, okay, we trust you, we just turned our backs on them, left them. And not only did we leave them, but we didn't destroy our classified information. So all the contact information was available on post as we evacuated. And so the Taliban went in and killed their families and killed them. And so nobody in the Middle East will ever trust us again because of the way we pulled out of Afghanistan. We didn't burn bridges, we blew them up. And so all that effort we put into gaining their trust and winning their hearts and all that kinds of stuff, like Special Forces is really best for, went down the tubes when we left. He talks an awful lot in this book and in that interview about this book, which is Sebastian Junger's book, Tribe. And so, he says part of our problem as a society is we don't have tribes, we don't have clubs, we don't have groups. People don't belong to anything anymore. So in the military, when you're overseas and you're being shot at, you learn to be a brother to the person next to you especially. And there's a very intense relationship that forms, just unbelievable. Race, religion, color, creed, politics, they don't take place in a combat zone. It's just you and your buddy. And then all that's stripped away from you when you come back to the real world. And you don't have that support system, that buddy system anymore. We try to replicate it with the VFW. We try to replicate it with the American Legion and other organizations like that. But we just don't belong to a group of people who really, really care about you. As a matter of fact, if you look into it, the history of the Hells Angels, that's how they were formed. Those were returning vets from the Pacific in World War II who needed a sense of camaraderie, of total dedication to each other, of brotherhood. And they found it through it. They formed a motorcycle club, and that's how they got it. And, I'll give you another good example. When we moved on post at Fort Huachuca, the last place I was assigned to before I retired, everybody in the neighborhood brought stuff over. We had a folding table, folding chairs. We had temporary, because our property had not yet been delivered from shipment and everything else. So people were bringing us over all kinds of stuff, to include a television. We knew everybody in that apartment complex before the end of the day. Then when we bought our first house after I retired from the military, we lived there for 3 years before we found out that my next door neighbor was my wife's second cousin. So the difference, the camaraderie of living on post versus the don't know your neighbor civilian world is just unbelievable. So that's just one example of the difference and why tribes are so important and why belonging to something and having real tight friends is just critical. Then the last one I got in is the next book we're going to do in our book club at the church is Revelation. So I got in the commentary on Revelation so that Helen and I can read that and study that and be fully participatory in the Bible study. So that's it for the week ending Saturday, October 5th, but I'm doing it on Friday, October 4th. Remember that we're all in this together so we can come out the other side together. Please be kind, polite, and respectful to each other. Find a group that you can be a member of. Join a tribe. And if you can't, create a tribe. Because remember, we're all in this together. Take care. Bye-bye.